السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوزي قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت نعم إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جده، السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي قد أذنت لك. فدخلا معهما تحت الكساء. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عمي رسول الله. فقلت نعم ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وصي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء. ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بزعتي قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ بي رسول الله بطرف الكساء وأومأ بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وقاستي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. فقال عز وجل يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدهية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مزية ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل يا رب ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. فقال جبرائيل يا رب يتأذن لي أن أحبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام يخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدهية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مزية ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء، فقال لأبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. فقال علي لأبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة النجية ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي ثانيا يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة النجية ما ذكر قبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيتنا ومحبينا وفيهم محموم إلا وفرج الله همه ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة.
بر محمد وآل محمد صلوات. کہاں جائے آخر بیابان ہر سو، شکستہ ہے پہلو اکیلی ہے زہرا. کہاں جائے آخر بیابان ہر سو، شکستہ ہے پہلو اکیلی ہے زہرا. رونے پہ پہرا مصائب کا صحرا، اکیلی ہے زہرا. کہاں جائے آخر بیابان ہر سو، شکستہ ہے پہلو اکیلی ہے زہرا. در فاطمہ کو جلایا ہے تم نے، کیا وعدہ اپنا بھلایا ہے تم نے. در فاطمہ کو جلایا ہے تم نے، کیا وعدہ اپنا بھلایا ہے تم نے. تماچے نہ مارو مسلمانوں آؤ، علی کو پکارو اکیلی ہے زہرا، کہاں جائے آخر بیابان ہر سو، شکستہ ہے پہلو اکیلی ہے زہرا، بیاں کس سے جا کر کروں درد اپنا، ہے غیروں کی دنیا نہیں کوئی اپنا، بیاں کس سے جا کر کروں درد اپنا، ہے غیروں کی دنیا نہیں کوئی اپنا، کوئی جا کے بابا سے کہہ دو یہ جا کر کہ لے جاؤ آ کر اکیلی ہے زہرا، رونے پہ پہرا مصائب کا صحرا اکیلی ہے زہرا، اے لخت جگر حسن ابن حیدر، یہ نانا کے پہلو میں سونے نہ دے گھر، اے لخت جگر حسن ابن حیدر، یہ نانا کے پہلو میں سونے نہ دے گھر، تم آ جانا پہلو میں سو جانا ماں کے بقی میں یہاں پر اکیلی ہے زہرا، رونے پہ پہرا مصائب کا صحرا اکیلی ہے زہرا، شہ کربلا نے کہا رو کے ماں سے، یہ مظلوم بیٹے نے مظلوم ماں سے، اکیلا ہوں میں بھی اکیلی ہے زینب، اکیلے ہیں بابا اکیلی ہے زہرا، رونے پہ پہرا مصائب کا صحرا اکیلی ہے زہرا، سرے مرگ اختر تا زہرا کا نوحہ، کب آؤ گے مہدی کب آؤ گے بیٹا، خدا کے لیے اب یہ پردہ ہٹا دو، چلے آؤ آؤ اکیلی ہے زہرا، رونے پہ پہرا مصائب کا صحرا اکیلی ہے زہرا، کہاں جائے آخر بیابان ہر سو، شکستہ ہے پہلو अकेली है ज़हरा बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि
Jazakallah, thank you so much, Zahir Bhai. As you guys must have seen our Facebook page, Sayyid Ali Abbas Razavi was scheduled to be here for the Fatimiyya, but unfortunately he tested positive for COVID. He wasn't able to take the flight from UK and he wasn't able to come. And we are really praying for his quick recovery. He has symptoms, a little bit of fever, body pains and etc. So we are praying for his quick recovery, inshallah, and also the recovery of everyone else who is sick at this time. And we are extremely grateful for Moulana Farhat Abbas for helping us out in this last minute and for blessing us with his presence over here so that we can continue the Majlis. We are forever in debt to him for coming over here tonight and addressing you all. Thank you so much for coming, and inshallah tomorrow and also on Friday we will have speeches. All 3 days there will be 3 different ulama reciting. So do come here on time, and we will inshallah start around 8:20, 8:30 every day. So please, we'll see you for the next 2 days. With this, I would like to invite Moulana to please come and take the pulpit. Please recite the loud salawat for him.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين سيما بقية الله في الأرضين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى يوم الدين صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. أما بعد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في حديث القدسي يا أحمد لولاك لما خلقت الأفلاك ولولا علي لما خلقتك ولولا فاطمة لما خلقتكما. Please recite a loud salawat. First of all, I like to present my deep condolences to all of you, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat. Also for the Maraji Karam, also for Imam Zaman, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala, Farajahu Sharif. That Shahadat night of Hazrat Zahra Salamullah Alaiha, Bibi Do Alam. I always question the logic of our action. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us this tawfiq that we are here for the Majlis of Hazrat Zahra Salamullah Alaiha, for Fatimi. The more I'm researching on this topic, the more I'm realizing that we do not understand the pain of Hazrat Zahra Salamullah. Honestly, we do not understand Hazrat Zahra Salamullah. That's why I always mention that whenever you're coming for these majalis, first of all, come with wudu. Number 2, do not just come for thawab. That's a very cheap thing. Like I mentioned, Dar of Ahlul Bayt is Dar of Kareem Dar. If you just have intention, they will give you. So these majalis is not just for thawab. Are these majalis for marifat of Aima alayhi salam? Yes, they are. But that with one exception. Aima alayhi salam themselves, they mention, it's very hard to attain the marifat of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. She's not an ordinary lady. In fact, we have a hadith where Aima taught us that's how we have to talk with Hazrat Zahra. That one of the reason her name is Fatima, فَإِنَّ الْخَلْقَ فُتِمُوا عَنْ مَعْرِفَتِهَا. One of the reason the name of Hazrat Zahra is Fatima because khalq, not just creation, not just human. Angels and all the khalq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are unable to understand and attain the marifat of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. Please recite aloud salawat. When it comes to Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, we had ajeeb a hadith. Like this hadith I like to share with you, where Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he talk about the creation of Hazrat Zahra, he says, خُلِقَ نُورُ فَاطِمَةَ قَبْلَ أَن تُخْلَقَ الْأَرْضَ وَالسَّمَاءَ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Noor of Hazrat Zahra, Noor of Fatima, before he created these heavens and the earth. Before he created heaven and earth. We cannot understand Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. Ba'zun nas, faqala ba'zun nas. Some of the companions, they were sitting, they asked from Prophet, Ya Nabi Allah, O Prophet of Allah, falaysat hiya insiya, is she not human? Faqala, Prophet said, Fatima hawra'un insiya. Fatima is a divine personality. She is at the same time, she is hawra and insiya. Please recite aloud salawat. Inshallah, this is a long hadith. This is not my topic. I just decided that we can have some barakah with the fadail of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. Inshallah. Please recite under salawat. So it's not sawab, it's not for the marifat. What it is, it's a tawfiq. In this universe, nothing happened without permission of Imam. Nothing happened with the permission. When we are sitting over here, we have to, first thing we have to say, thank you Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Allah gave us this opportunity, which means Imam is still not disappointed from us. He's still seeing something. That's why he asked us somehow to move from our houses and come to the Majlis of Zahra salamullah alayha. And this Majlis is important, brothers and sisters. I like to go to a topic, but before that, I just like to mention the importance of Zahra salamullah alayha. All of us, we heard about this surah Inna Anzalna, right? What is that surah? Inna Anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Wama adraka ma laylatul qadr. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, he mentioned that this Layla hiya Fatima. And then he said, Wama adraka Fatima. What do you understand about Fatima? But then again, let's move, because I need to connect you today, all the young people, with today's reality and how we can adopt the path of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alaiha to attain that salvation. The last verse of that surah, Salamun hiya hatta matla'il fajr. There is a quote in this verse. Salamun hiya, there is salamati, there is safety here in this night. Hatta matla'il fajr, until sun rise. Again, I'm not going in this deep discussion. I'm just giving you hints so I can connect you and I can move you with me. This matla'ul fajr in our riwayat is the reappearance of Imam. Reappearance of Imam is called matla'il fajr. Salamun hiya. If you like to reach in safety till the reappearance of Imam, the path is Hazrat Zahra salamullah alaiha, because she is that Laylatul Qadr. Salamun hiya, salamun fil Fatima hatta matla'il fajr. The path we have to follow is the path of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alaiha, so we can reach to Imam Zaman ajjalallahu ta'ala farajahu sharif. Now, this was my muqaddama. Now let me tell you, because I made this hadith which I recited, that hadith Qudsi, the word was that, oh Fatima, if Allah has not created Fatima, He has not created Prophet Muhammad and Amirul Mu'minin. It's not that Hazrat Zahra's status is higher than them. No, there is a reason, because she is going to safeguard walayat and nabuwat. Now, what's the danger for the walayat and nabuwat? I'm going to take you to the history so you can understand. All of you heard the story of Hazrat Ibrahim, right? Hazrat Ibrahim and his uncle Adar, right? Now, the danger for the religion is always this idol worshipping. Okay, now let me recite these verses so you can understand. Let me take you back to the time of Hazrat Ibrahim. Hazrat Ibrahim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is quoting his discussion with his uncle Azar. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ لِأَبِيهِ آذَرَ أَتَتَّخِذَ أَصْنَامًا آلِهَةً. Ibrahim is talking with his uncle Azar. In Arabic, this one it says le abi, his father. In Arabic, they also call uncle as father. Okay? So Azar was the uncle, not the father. Remember that part. Who was father? Tarah. Right? Now, Ibrahim is talking to his uncle and says, are you making these idols as your God? Indeed, you and this nation, they're in deep error. So now look at that. Hazrat Ibrahim was Butshikan. He was the one, Quran is introducing him as idols breaker, right? Like Surah Anbiya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَجَعَلَهُمْ جُزَازًا إِلَّا كَبِيرًا لَهُمْ لَعَلَّهُمْ إِلَيْهِ يَرْجَعُونَ. Allah is explaining that the day Ibrahim, he broke all the idols except the biggest one, right? And there's a message for the young people. فَقَالُوا مَنْ فَعَلَ بِهَذَا بِإِلَاهَتِنَا. Who did this with our lords? إِنَّهُ لَمِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. He's definitely among Zalimin. قَالُوا سَمِينَا فَتًا. Now he's talking about Fatan. Fatan is the young adult. Alright? See, the young adult, Ibrahim was only a young adult when he broke the idols. There is a message for you. Please pay attention, because I have to link that time of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alaiha with your age. So he is the one, Ibrahim is breaking idols. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is introducing Ibrahim as Butshikan, idols breaker. Now, what's happened? What's happened? Ibrahim is the one who built Kaaba. The people, Quraysh, Arab, they were extremely religious. They were extremely sensitive about Kaaba. They used to fight for the Kaaba. They used to fight for who is going to serve Hujjaj. Even at the time of the Hajj, in the whole Arabia, there was no one is allowed to fight. See how much respect they had for Ibrahim and Baitullah. But what they did? They created new idols. The biggest danger for all the religion is they build new idols. Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, she is stopping on this way. She is standing. Let me read this poetry in the Urdu. That's a mistake we do. बुत शिकन खुश है कि दो हाथ में बुत तोड़ दिए. बुत शिकन काश समझता कि वो बुत साज भी है. अब जो बुत उसने तराशे हैं वो पत्थर के नहीं, उसमें इदराक भी, रफ्तार भी, आवाज भी है. That's the biggest danger all the time. All the time we think that we are breaking idols. In reality, we are building new idols. When the people of Medina and Quraysh, they broke idols of stone. Shayateen came forward to make new idols. And this time, let me translate this for the young people, that some people, they think they are Butt Shekan, they are the idols breaker. The poet is saying, Butt Shekan khush hai ke do haath mein butt tod diye. That idols breaker is happy that he broke the idol. Butt Shekan kash samajhta. I wish that idols breaker may have understood कि वो बुत साज भी है. He is also making idols. Now there is a difference between the previous idol and this idol. अब जो बुत उसने तराशे हैं वो पत्थर के नहीं. This time he made the idols that are not from stone. Previously he used to make the idols by stones. Now they are making idols by something else. Previous idols, they didn't have idrak, they cannot comprehend. Inme idrak bhi, raftar bhi, awaaz bhi hai. These new idols, they can comprehend, they have sound, they have everything. That's the biggest danger. Hazrat Zahra, salamullah alayha, you can imagine, please recite a loud salawat. Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, she felt this danger. Right? मैं वहदत की कोई बूंद रसीली न रही, आज़री रह गई दुनिया में खलीली न रही. You know Azari, for the young people, right? What was the name of the uncle of Ibrahim? Azar. Azari reh gayi dunya mein. What's in the dunya right now? It's idol worshipping. Khalili na rahi. Khalil, who was Khalil? Hazrat Ibrahim. Hazrat Ibrahim. We face the same danger right now. But let me, before I can move over there, let me take Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. Now Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, she is going to the court of this Khalif. Why she is going over there? To get Fidak. That garden. Now, Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, you're going over there for Fadak. Why are you delivering this long sermon? She's delivering a long sermon. Pay attention to few words of this sermon. And then you will realize that what she's talking about. She's saying that, look, you are somehow making an idol. You are making somehow this idol. I mean, idol is something that they says, to protect this, we have to act. This is the one which will give us power. And again, idols, normally the problem with them, they don't have a soul. They don't have ruh. She is coming and explaining this. فَجَعَلَ اللَّهُ الْإِيمَانَ تَطْهِيرًا لَكُم مِّنَ الشِّرْكِ. She is giving the reasons why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did wajib all these things. وَالصَّلَاةُ تَنْزِيَةٌ لَكُم مِّنَ الْكِبْرِ. Now they were saying, we have to protect Islam. Amirul Mu'minin is too young. We need experienced people. She is coming and she's saying, no. You cannot build idols by this way. That salat which you're just saying, I'm Muslim because I'm praying, that salat, yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it wajib to break your arrogance. You still have arrogance. This salat is not benefiting you. وَالزَّكَاةُ تَزْكِيَةٌ لِلنَّفْسِ وَالنِّمَاءٍ فِي الرِّزْقِ. One of the rumor they put in Medina that Amirul Mu'minin is Zahid. He's going to make your life very hard. Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayhi said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this zakat wajib so have growth in your rizq. It's a strange thing, isn't it? That you're giving zakat and Allah is giving you more. You're giving khums and Allah is giving you more. Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha is changing this mentality. Then she's saying, وَالسِّيَامُ تَثْبِيتًا لِلْإِخْلَاصِ. That siyam Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made wajib so it can be check your sincerity. And then after, it's a long sermon, I'm not going in the sermon, I'm just telling that Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, she's standing over there and she's going one by one all of this, and this says, ta'atina nizamatan lil millah. And our obedience is that system. That system, if you take the part of that system, and if you're not going to follow the system, you have nothing but something which has no soul. Something without soul. It's like idols. It's like idols. It's not going to benefit anything. It's not going to benefit. And again she continued. One of the other objection they had that, oh, we are doing all this thing to keep the unity. On Hazrat Amirul Mu'minin, the people will not be united. Why? Because he killed so many people, he killed so many kuffar. The Arab, they will not be happy if we will make Amirul Mu'minin as Caliph. She's coming and says, وَإِمَامَتِنَا أَمَانًا لِلْفُرْقَةِ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made our leadership, imamat, as a security from the disunity. Brothers and sisters, I know that some of these matalib, they're hard. That's not as per regular speeches, okay? But believe me, I sometimes cry. That it's not, we do not expect that other people, other Muslims, they're going to read Khutbah Fadakiya. And again, as Zahra salamullah alayha, she's addressing the ladies from Ansar and Muhajirin, they're coming and she's addressing. We don't even know that. Why? Because we are so much stuck with our own pattern and style. We said, no, we don't want to do that. Just give us fazail, something else, and give us this guarantee that Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha will take care of us. Let us do our life. That's it. No. We cannot do that. I told you, Hazrat Zahra salamullah, we cannot imagine. I swear to God, still today, I said I cannot feel the pain of Hazrat Zahra salam. I will share with you one of her statement, and for that statement, she cried. When she came back from this court, she cried. And she said this word, Ya Abul Hassan, I wish I have not born. And I says, oh my God, no one can realize your pain. No one can realize your pain. We cannot even comprehend the movement and that revolution of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. But let me just connect with the generation today. See, the biggest danger of our religion is that idol worshipping. And today we still have idol worshipping. Please pay attention to this part. If you need to have that basirat of Fatimi, Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, please recite a loud salawat. Now these idols, they are not made of stone. These idols, the place of these idols is in heart. And we see these idols these days. Okay. Amirul Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, please recite a loud salawat. Read these books, brothers and sisters. Otherwise, Amirul Mu'minin will complain. I have all these sermons and all these things in Nahjul Balagha. Why you are not reading it? Why you are treating my dhikr as some people they are treating Quran for the dead ones? Why just basically that, all right, Amirul Mu'minin, somehow help us in Akhirah. In this world, we will take care of ourselves. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Listen to Amirul Mu'minin. Amirul Mu'minin in Nahjul Balagha, the Nahjul Balagha have three things. Sermons of Amirul Mu'minin, letters of Amirul Mu'minin, and sayings of Amirul Mu'minin. The second part, which is the letter, which means Amirul Mu'minin was sitting down and writing a letter. And this letter, its number is 31. Go and check that. It's a beautiful letter. Amirul Mu'minin is writing in this letter, he says, فَإِنِّي أُسِيكَ بِتَقْوَى اللَّهِ أَيْ بُنَيَّ. Oh my dear son. Now he's addressing to you and me. He's addressing as a symbolic father to the symbolic son. We are that symbolic son. Amirul Mu'minin is saying, فَإِنِّي أُسِيكَ بِتَقْوَى اللَّهِ يَا بُنَيَّ. I'm advising you for taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh my dear son. وَلَزُومِ أَمْرِهِ. It's lazim on you. It's incumbent upon you to follow the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All these awamir and nahi. Amirul Mu'minin, you're loved, that the best person on the earth. Only Amirul Mu'minin. No one else is Amirul Mu'minin in this universe. No one. Even Aimma, they do not give that title to themselves. Amirul Mu'minin, he is saying, wa imarat qalbik bi dhikri. That's important, brothers and sisters. Wa imarat, build qalbika, your heart, bi dhikrik, with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By the way, zikr of Ahlul Bayt is zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not get confused by anything. Zikr of Ahlul Bayt, zikr of Quran, zikr of Allah, all of them zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please recite a loud salawat. Now if we follow Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, we need to keep an eye on our heart. Because this is the place where they build idols. They build idols in our heart. I told you, today we also have idols. And we are worshipping idols, by the way. I'm sorry to say that. This idol of capitalism, idol of feminism, idol of humanism, all these are idols. In our heart, it should be only Ahlul Bayt. Yes, we can do everything. Like Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, she says, yes, salat is obligatory, you have to do it. But to break your kibr, Som, yes, to check your ikhlas. Zakat, so Allah can increase your rizq. Yes, go earn the money. Do not make an idol. Like a poet says in Persian, he says, Dehbavad anna dil. He said, in your heart, if you're not keeping an eye, if you're not taking the instruction from Amirul Mu'mineen, if you're not taking instruction from Ahlul Bayt, that your heart will become like a village. Dehbavad anna dil. He says, someone is looking at my heart and says, look like a village. And that's the time, old time this poet was there, when there was village. In the village, what's happened? He said that, Dehbavad anna dil. This is like a village, not a heart. Why? Because in this heart, there is khar or goosepan, or iqar or zifar. There's like everything inside. In our heart, there is donkey, there are cattle, there are land, there are farming land. That's in our heart. Today, yeah, that was old days. Today, we have a stock market in our heart. We have Teslas in our heart. We are dying to get a Tesla. We are dying to get the best. See, our heart, I'm not saying you cannot buy, you can buy it. But what Amirul Mu'minin said, Imarata qalbik bidhikre, build your heart. Your heart is not compatible with anything else. Let me explain you this part so you can understand. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran, Allah said that our soul, وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِن رُوحِي, that I created your soul with ruhi, from the divine attributes for my own soul. Our soul's survival is based to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Ahlul Bayt. Through Ahlul Bayt. It's like this. For the fish, if you put the fish in the water, it will stay alive. Let's bring the fish out and put it in a pot full with gold and silver and the dollars. No water. Is it going to survive? It will die. Why? Because the existence of this fish is with water. Existence of our soul is with dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why you see that. Yes, you can go earn, you like to earn $1 million, go earn it. It should not be, your heart should not attach with that. You like to buy the good cars, buy good cars, but your heart should not attach with that. Do not make an idol in your heart. You like to buy few houses, go buy it, but should not make it in your heart. Otherwise, that will become but, idol. No, this heart is the place of Mutahir, of Hazrat Zahra salamullah. Now you understand why it says so much sawab that you have to have salawat ala Muhammad wa ale Muhammad. Brothers and sisters, that's the message of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. Without following her message, we cannot reach to Imam Zaman. This is the path of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. This is the path. She is standing in front of In reality, if you find out what's happened, why Saqifa happened, for the love of this dunya. Right? Love of this dunya. Why all this dhulm happened? Karbala, why Karbala happened? For the love of this dunya. Love of this dunya. And you know what? Like I mentioned earlier, when Hazrat Zahra, Salamullah alaiha, came back from the court, she had this much, she was crying. Amirul Mu'mineen was there. Amirul Mu'mineen said, Zahra, and Amirul Mu'mineen was worried because the responsibility she did, this khutbah was very strange. No one. She didn't do any taqiyya. If you read that khutbah, as such, she is talking to the people and she's saying, why don't you take the sword out and do revolution against this government? She was saying it. No one dared to say that other than Hazrat Zahra Salamullah. She's standing over there and she's saying it. You know what they accused? It's very hard for me to tell. She came home and she was crying. She said to Abul Hassan, I wish I may have not born. The way they accused me. You know, they accused her that she is dunya talab. Who they're accusing dunya talab? That one time, what she has from dunya, it's not that Amirul Mu'mineen was not earning anything. Amirul Mu'mineen was earning a lot of money. Okay? Amirul Mu'mineen was spending all the money for the poor people. But then they came and they accused Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alaiha that she's after dunya. You know who's Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alaiha? One time Prophet saw Hazrat Zahra, she's sitting on the ground and she's holding Imam Hassan. She is feeding Imam Hassan, and with one of her hand, she is making this, grinding the wheat. She's grinding that. Again, you cannot even imagine. The mans, they cannot move that grinding machine. She was doing it. Prophet came and he cried. He cried. She had this manata, this personality. She was hungry several times and she was not even complaining to anyone. One time Amirul Mu'mineen came home and says, Zahra, is there any food? She put her head down and says, Ya Abul Hassan, it's 2 days, there is nothing to eat. Amirul Mu'mineen says, Zahra, why didn't you tell me? She says, I feel haya that I'll give any burden on you. This is Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alaiha. This is Hazrat Zahra, and now they're accusing Hazrat Zahra. You cannot imagine the pain of Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alaiha. These mal'oon, they're accusing her that you're after dunya. One time, let me tell you this. I know this time is over, but let me just take a few minutes here. One of my Ustad, he mentioned one time that there was like someone invited him for a Majlis. And that Arab guy, it seems like was an Arab from UAE. So it was like the first Ashra of Muharram. So that person came near this alim and says, Agha, I have a request. He says, what is the request? He says, can you do Masaib of Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alaiha for the first 3 days? He says, you know, Masaib of Hazrat Zahra normally we recite in Fatimi, not in Ashura. He said, please, I have a request. He insisted, and finally he did that. 2-3 days he did Masaib of Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alaiha. On 11th day after Ashura, he brought all the speakers and Maddah Khan, Noha Khan, all of them for the food. They were sitting, and Now this guy was sitting, the host was sitting next to the speaker, so he says, why you were insisting so much about the Masaib of Hazrat Zahra? He put his head down, he says, I'm from Ahl Sunnah. I was Sunni before. I used to live in UAE. That's a true story, brothers. Allah gave me a daughter. I was well off. And I had that extreme love for this daughter. And she was so beautiful, so cute, everything. And again, when she started talking, I cannot spend any time in my office. And one time an accident happened. She was like using this coin in her mouth and it went in her like saans ki nali mein, that breathing side. Got stuck over there. He says, my wife called and says that need to come home immediately if you want to see your daughter alive. I ran towards home. I took her to the doctor and they says, well, no, this is like that coin is a place where it's very hard to take it out. We do not have. That's about 30, 40 years ago. Take her to some Europe somewhere. He said, because he was well off, he arranged a special plane and he went to Paris. Over there, the doctors, they saw the daughter and basically said, you know what? He called this guy and he says, the situation is such that if we do surgery and remove this coin, then the chances that this child will never speak in her life. Because in this process, she will lose that vocal muscle or something. And now he says that I was astonished what to do. I sat down over there was no one else, and the doctor left. And then this person said, I stood up and I thought, where should be Medina? I turned my face toward one direction towards Medina and then said, Ya Rasulallah, I have a daughter. And I heard that you also had a daughter. I love my daughter as you love your daughter. If you cure my daughter, I promise that I will be the Shia of your daughter. I will serve her in my life. He says, I was just talking with myself, facing towards Medina in my imagination. And I was just doing this and this, that immediately the doctors and the staff, they ran towards me. They says, the miracle happened. What happened? He says, Jesus gave shifa to your daughter. He says, when they came, I says, what you talking about? Prophet Muhammad is higher than Jesus. It was Prophet Muhammad who gave shifa to my daughter. He came over there, he says, surprisingly, this coin came out without any problem and she's healthy. She will be in her senses in 30 minutes. He said he sat down over there. He was sitting with the daughter. Daughter woke up and she was crying and says, Baba, I was sitting here, then I saw a lady, she was in hijab. She came and she put her hand on my back and this coin came out. When this lady, she was leaving, she said, tell one sentence to your father. Tell him that Prophet loved his daughter way more than you loved him. Prophet loved Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. No one can imagine. No one can imagine the love of Prophet. It's narrated. And one time, Ibn Abbas said, Prophet was remembering, he was sitting with the Prophet and he was saying that Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. He said, Amma ibnati Fatima, فَإِنَّهَا سَيَّدَةَ نِسَاءِ الْعَالَمِينَ. Then he started crying. He says, after me, in Niraito, I'm seeing as such they They're attacking my daughter. They're breaking the ribs of my daughter. They're killing the infant. Finally, this Mal'oon came at the door of Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha. They came. Hazrat Zahra, like I said, they had a plan. They were thinking that if they will come at the door of Amirul Mu'mineen, there are two possibilities. Amirul Mu'mineen will come out. If he will come out, either he will do allegiance or he will not do allegiance. If he will do allegiance, then our plan is successful. If he's not going to do allegiance, we will fight. Either we will kill him or he will kill us. There will be disunity among Muslim. That was their plan. When they came knocking at the door, Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha, she came forward. And Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha, she had a plan. She had a plan. Then when they will see the only daughter of Prophet, either they will go back. If they will go back, she will win. If they're not going to go back, and if they attack Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha, she will still win. She will save Islam. She will save Islam. That was the plan of Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha. And Amirul Mu'mineen, he didn't come because Prophet took the promise from Amirul Mu'mineen before his death. He said, Ya Ali, he called Ali, after me, they will take your haqq. Amirul Mu'mineen said, okay, I will accept. He said, Ya Amir Ya Abul Hassan, they will hit the sword on your head, Prophet. Imam Ali said, Ya Rasulullah, I will accept. But then he said that, Ya Ali, they will do disrespect with Zahra. And when Amir al-Mu'mineen heard this, he fell on the ground. He fell on the ground. Now this Mal'oon came at the door. They came at the door. Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha, she didn't open the door. They says, open the door. She says, no, Abul Hassan is not going to come. When they start pushing, she says, Ya Bata, oh Baba, Hakada yaf'alu bihabibatik. That's how they do with your daughter. And this Mal'oon, he said, bring the fire. They brought the fire. Someone screamed behind the door, it's a daughter of Rasulullah. This Mal'oon said, even if it's a daughter of Rasulullah, the fire is start burning the door. The fire was coming on the face of Zahra Salamullah alayha. This Mal'oon, he wrote by himself to the letter to the Muawiyah. He said, I hit the door and it broke. The Zahra Salamullah alayha, she got crushed between wall and the door. She fell on the ground. She didn't call Amirul Mu'mineen, she called Fidda. The poet said, Khamusham, Imam Ali is listening, Khamusham wa nafsam dar shubare ufta. I am silent, Ya Rasulallah. But now I'm counting my breath. My mood has fallen on the ground. It's not only the moon, it's Mohsin got shaheed. Mohsin got shaheed. He said, Ya Rasulallah, I did sabr. Well, but I can tell you this thing, ke chare saaze do alam bechare ufta. Yeah, I am mushkil kusha. And Ali is becoming bechare. Allah lanatullah ala qawm az-zalimin sayalamu alladhina zalamu ayyamun qalbiyan. Barilaha शब शहादत हज़रत ज़हरा सलामुल्लाह अलैहा है। हज़रत ज़हरा के सदक़े में, हज़रत ज़हरा के सदक़े में मौला आपसे एक ही हाजत है, बीबी आपसे एक ही हाजत है। ये जो हमारे दिलों में आपकी मोहब्बत है, इसे हमें मरते दम तक, आखिरी दम तक हमारे सीनों में कायम रख। बारिलाहा, ये जो हमारे दिलों में, मोमिनीन के दिलों में अहले बैत की मोहब्बत है, खुदाया ہمیں توفیق عطا فرما کہ اس محبت کو ہم اپنے بچوں میں ٹرانسفر کر سکیں۔ بار الہ حضرت زہرا کے صدقے میں یہ جو شیاطین نے ہمارے دلوں میں بت قائم کیے ہیں انہیں توڑنے میں مدد فرما۔ بار الہ ہمیں حضرت زہرا کے راستے پہ چلنے کی توفیق عطا فرما۔ بار الہ ہمیں اہل بیت کے راستے پہ چلنے کی توفیق عطا فرما۔ بار الہ ہمیں معارف اہل بیت کو سمجھنے کی توفیق عطا فرما۔ بار الہ جتنے بھی مرضى ہیں ان سب کو شفا عطا فرما۔ خاص طور پہ مرتضیٰ علی جو اس وقت مریض ہیں، خداوند تعالیٰ اہل بیت کے صدقے میں انہیں صحت عطا فرما، شفا عطا فرما۔ بار الہ ہمارے جتنے بھی مرحوم ہیں ان سب کی مغفرت فرما۔ بار الہ ہماری فیملیز کی حفاظت فرما۔ بار الہ علماء ربانی کی حفاظت فرما۔ بار الہ مراجع کرام کی حفاظت فرما۔ بار الہ امام زمانہ کی ظہور میں تعجیل فرما۔ بار الہ ہمیں اور ہمارے بچوں کو ان کے آوان اور انصار میں قرار دے۔ رحم اللہ من قرئ الفاتحہ مع الصلوات۔ Let's do a mayujibu for this brother Murtaza Ali and for all other marda. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Amman yujibul mudtarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su. Amman yujibul mudtarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su. Amman yujibul mudtarra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu as-su. أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ أَمَّن يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ اللهم اشف كل مريض. And please recite one Surah Fatiha for the families of today's sponsor and for all other marhumin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Matam Zahra Hazrat Salamullah alayha. Matam Hussain.
Brothers, inshallah tomorrow also we will be having a majlis over here at the same time. Allama Yasir Naqvi Sahab will address, so please come.
Ya Hussain, 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 Ya Hussain. Ya Hussain, 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 Ya Hussain. پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے طیبت بھی شکستہ ہے، 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 پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے طیبت بھی شکستہ ہے۔ کیا حال یہ امت نے زہرا کا بنایا ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے. کیا حال یہ امت نے زہرا کا بنایا ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے. خاتون کوئی غم سے یوں چور نہیں دیکھی، ایسی کوئی دنیا میں مستور نہیں دیکھی. 18 برس میں ہی لگتی جو ضعیفہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے. دربار میں ظالم نے کی ایسی پذیرائی، کس طرح سے تو بی بی پھر لوٹ کے گھر آئی. بالوں کی سفیدی نے سب حال سنایا ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے. تو روتی رہی گھر میں حیدر سے بھی چھپ چھپ کے، عصمت کی طرح دکھ بھی پردے میں رہے تیرے. کچھ درد تیرے بی بی بس جانتی فضا ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے. دو ایسے جنازے ہیں تاریخ میں جو اٹھے، بس گھر کے ہی لوگوں نے دونوں کو دیے کاندھے. ایک فاطمہ زہرا ہے، ایک بالی سکینہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے، پہلو بھی شکستہ ہے، تربت بھی شکستہ ہے. فاطمہ کو سب نے رلا رلا کر مارا ہے، فاطمہ کو سب نے رلا رلا کر مارا ہے، فاطمہ کو سب نے رلا رلا کر مارا ہے، فاطمہ کو سب نے رلا رلا کر مارا ہے، فاطمہ کو سب نے رلا رلا کر مارا ہے، فاطمہ کو سب نے رلا رلا کر مارا ہے، فاطمہ کو سب نے رلا رلا کر مارا ہے، فاطمہ کو سب نے رلا رلا کر रुला कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला 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 रुला कर ज़हरा का दर जला कर ज़हरा का दर जला कर ज़हरा का दर गिरा कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला 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 कर हर बार से ज़रीफ़ा घर की तरफ चली है अल्लाह ही जानता है कितनी दफा गिरी है लाए है अपने घर तक लाए है अपने घर तक हसनैन खुद उठा कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला 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 कर ज़ालिम का ताज़ियाना इस हाथ पर लगा है वो हाथ फातिमा का उठ ही नहीं रहा है पढ़ती है अब नमाज़ें पढ़ती है अब नमाज़ें एक हाथ ही उठा कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला 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 कर बहनों में दर्द इतना है कि तड़प रही है चलना भी अब है मुश्किल उठ उठ के गिर रही है चलती है एक शाना चलती है एक शाना दीवार से लगा कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला कर ज़हरा का दर जला कर ज़हरा का दर जला कर ज़हरा पे दर गिरा कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला कर मंजर बड़ा कठिन था जिस दाम लगा तमाचा सर बिन्ते मुस्तफा का दीवार से लगा था मुँह पीट देते हैं मुँह पीट देते हैं आँखों से खूब बहा कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला कर मारा है फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला कर मारा है, फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला कर। पहलू में दर्द इतना है कि तड़प रही है, चलना भी अब है मुश्किल, उठ उठ के गिर रही है। चलती है एक शाना, चलती है एक शाना, दीवार से लगा कर मारा है, फातिमा को सबने रुला रुला कर।
السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين، خصوصا سيدي ومولاي أبو الفضل العباس يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، وقاسم بن حسن ومسلم بن عقيل وحاني بن أروى وحبيب بن مظاهر والهر الشهيد الرياحي. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا محمد رسول الله. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا علي بن أبي طالب يا أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا مولاتي يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا حسن المجتبى. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد بكربلاء. السلام عليك يا علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي. السلام عليك يا مولانا يا صاحب النصر والزمان. الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان مزهر الإيمان. أجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وزهورك ورحمة الله وبركاته.
बीबी पाक के कातलों पे लानत।